Hey everybody, how you doing? It is Saturday night. It's late night. I don't have a watch. I'm not really sure where my phone is right now, but that's all right, because we're here tonight to talk about Alternanthera Reineckii, the mini version. People that watch the live stream know that I'm constantly cutting and trimming and replanting the regular big version. This is actually the mini version. I got this from my buddy Bentley Pascal, just up north from me. He has a YouTube channel. Check it out if you feel like it. If not, do whatever else you like. Anyhow, we've got to trim this plant. It's actually gotten to a point where it's began to propagate. It's a beautiful plant, grows bright red. And the mini version, one of the good things about the mini version is it doesn't grow super tall, first of all, and second of all, the nodes are going to be much closer together. So the grouping of leaves are really tight, close together. This plant is often confused with Alternanthera Reineckii, which is a different species, which we'll be doing maybe in this video, because I think some of it's going to get planted right next to the Reineckii that's over in that tank over there. So we might just throw a little highlight of that. Now, this being a red plant, you know, the typical things come into play. Add CO2, add some easy iron, and of course, add fertilizers. Those are all going to be pretty important for any of the red plants that you have out there. It's just sort of the thing to follow. If you're going to be giving a blanket, you know, breakdown of red plants, I would say give them fertilizers, give them CO2, give them good light, and dose some supplemental iron. That's pretty much the way to go. So there are some very specific plants out there that are a little bit different, but don't worry about those, because the general rule will be, if you follow the general rule, you'll be fine with most of the red plants. Hopefully that gives you a little tidbit of information. This plant, being a mini plant, does grow quite slowly, and that's more often than not the big problem with this plant, is that it does grow slowly and propagation is kind of a pain. Now, let's go ahead and grab my trusty stool here, because I don't want to get super wet this late at night. I got my sleeves rolled up, but you know how it is. I'm going to reach into the 150 here. This is a 150 gallon shrimp tank, and let's get one of our one of our, you know, plants, and just pull it out of the substrate so I can show it to you guys. Okay. I'll turn the lights on and show you guys. I'll turn the lights on and show you guys what I got going on here in just a minute. For right now, I want to give you guys just a little fresh look. Whoa, floppy. It's doing a little floppy thing. It's getting heavy at the top. That means it's going to be time to be splitting this off. When it comes time to propagate, as you can see here, we have an additional little shoot, and now we've got two plants. This plant is actually growing really well as is, so I think what I'm going to do is end up just transplanting this one, and then putting this one in the spot where it was at. I'm going to take this real big healthy one and move it over to the crystal shrimp tank. I'm going to be moving it over there and let it, you know, kind of do its thing over there and take up some space, you know, with the propagation method, right? All right, let's get the lights turned on, and I'll talk to you guys for a second about what we got going on here. As you can see, the Reineckii Mini will send out these little shoots from underneath, and that's how you're going to be able to spot when it's time to propagate. That's how you're going to know. I'm going to turn on these Fluval lights here because they're awesome. I didn't realize I was really going to mess with the water column there a little bit, but not a big deal. All right, let's get in here, boys and girls. We got to move some stuff. We got to move some plants and replant them. Whoa. All right, so this is what happened when I pulled that one out before. Obviously, this is going to make a bit of a mess. There we go. This one, we actually got 1, 2, 3 plants. You're going to get 3 out of this one. That's good. We like that. We like it when we get 3. So we'll take these 3, split them off, and we'll grab our Tweezle Twazzles. Then we'll go ahead and replant these. So there's the one that I pulled out. And we're actually gonna try and swipe this down so it's a little bit deeper down in here. And then it'll actually sort of allow that piece of stem with all the roots on it that we just stuffed down in there to probably send out some new shoots. A little crypt runner here that's going a little weird. Stick our tongs there and get these little crypt roots out. You do want to try to not tangle the roots of all your plants together. Even though I have a tendency to do this a lot. Roots. Going back to our roots with the roots. All right, what's our next one? Here's our next one right here. Oh, I lost my Tweezle Twazzles. I'm gonna come down in, grasp this one underwater. Get this one, drag it down in there, just the same. Thinking we might get these little baby crypts out of here. We've got a lot of these Wendellii in here, so it's kind of a good idea to get some of the babies out when you start getting a lot of these baby shoots going from the crypts, because they just will continue to spread. And this is an easy way to maintain a line of defense, I guess, from them spreading into everything. Here we go with the illustrious number 3. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that, that's looking a lot. You compare this to what's going on here, just with how grown up and how tall it is. You know, you can see it's getting kind of gangly and ill-maintained. Not really sure whose roots these are. But we'll go ahead and trim them back a little bit. I know for a fact that a lot of people during this video are going to ask about this crypt right here and this crypt right here. Those are the pink flamingos, and I will be doing a species spotlight on those next week. So if this is a well marinated video, you can go through the playlist and find that one. See, this one hasn't sent out any no babies yet. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to plant that one much deeper, and it will most likely send a new shoot out from the portion of stem that is planted deep into the substrate. And these plants here all started out as just a trimming, you know, just some stalks trimmed and brought here. and stuck into the substrate. So this gives you an idea, like if you know somebody that has a bunch of plants and stuff, and maybe they've grown them locally, and they just give you some stalks, you can straight up grow them from those trimmings. That's all you really need. It doesn't need to be too fancy when it's coming, you know, locally. I don't necessarily recommend buying the bunched plants on the open market, because most of those are grown above the water line, you know, so those would be most often than not immersed grown. So something from, you know, another local's tank will be grown underwater, and that's going to be good to go. That's going to be an easy transition into your tank. So all right, ooh, we got 3 plantlets off of this one, plus the main mama plants. This is working out better than I thought it was going to, especially with how late night it is. I don't know whose roots those are, but we'll leave those in there. Got another little plantlet coming down here. It's that Pogostemon erectus. Look up that video if you're wondering what this little crazy plant right here is. This little guy. Having to change plans here midstream. I don't have anywhere for this in the shrimp tank. I just looked over there. I thought I had a spot, but I don't. It's late. All right, boys and girls, we had to change our strategy there just a little bit during the video, more or less. We got all these plants broken up. We got them nicely planted. I'm happy with their placement. We didn't add any over to the crystal shrimp tank. I looked over there and I realized it's really going to muddy up the scape, and I've got more work to do over there with some other plants. So don't worry, don't despair. We will be going over to the crystal shrimp tank real soon, in a video real soon. But hopefully this helped you out with a little bit of what brought you to this video. If you have any questions, post them down below, and I'll be able to do my best to answer those. If you are interested in some one-on-one time, we do 3 live streams a week, and if you want even more one-on-one time, hit the join button down there and you can actually come to the real small live stream once a month and get a lot of answers and stuff like that to all your questions and things. But thanks for coming. At the very least, hit the subscribe button and the like button and all that kind of stuff, and let me know if this helped you out. If it didn't, let me know it didn't. Let me know it didn't help you out. I'll do my best to make a better one in the future. But thanks for coming by, and I'll talk to you all later. Later. Good night.